Alright, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Star Bazaar, and to another discussion video for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I was just on Twitter, doing my daily rounds looking for some Battlefront 2 news to make a video on, and I came across a pretty interesting conversation that Ben Walk, our community manager for Battlefront 2, was having with a couple of Battlefront 2 players, and I wanted to go over it with you guys because, to me, it really demonstrates that Battlefront 2 has a very small team working on it, and it suffers as a result of that. Let's check it out, and maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. But regardless, drop a comment below and let me know what you think about this stuff. Believe it or not, comments actually help videos in YouTube a lot more than likes do, so if you enjoy what we do here at the Star Bazaar and you want to continue supporting us, the best thing you can do is to watch a video all the way through and drop a comment below. That kind of stuff tells YouTube that this video is good, people like it, we should show it to more people. So if you do, I really appreciate it. But let's jump right into this Twitter thread, and I'll have the tweets up on the screen as I'm going through it. So this all started when Ben Walk confirmed out on Twitter that more victory poses are on the way, including animated ones, and the response from the community wasn't too positive. To a lot of us, it sounded like the team was prioritizing lesser desired content, like victory poses, over stuff that we really want, like hero skins, weapons, and more heroes. John Herring on Twitter responds by saying, "Sounds cool, but more skins would be better than animated victory poses," which I think the vast majority of us players would agree with. Ben Walk then came back with, "Animators don't make 3D art. They play a role, sure, but different things require different people." And to me, this is a bit of a frustrating answer because I feel like he's dancing around the actual question, which is, why are we getting victory poses instead of skins? Fortunately, Nolan here asked that very question. He says, "But why? Everybody is asking for skins and more important content than victory poses." And he, referencing John here, he says he never said anything about the animators making skins, he just mentioned skins in general. So I really appreciate Nolan here. He's really trying to focus in on the actual problem. Why are there no skins and why are we getting victory poses instead? Ben Walk responds by saying, "Maybe the 3D artists are building other things, like droidicas, the TX, and maps." And it's this tweet right here that begins to paint the picture that really shows that they are working with a small team. They simply do not have enough hands on deck to cover all of the content that we want. What I'm understanding from this tweet is that the same 3D artists who make the new appearances and the new skins are also the same team that make the reinforcements, the tanks, and the maps. So if they have their hands full with one thing, they can't really focus on another until they're done with the first job. Which then brings us to their priorities, and Nolan was on top of it. I really appreciate this guy. Shout out to you, Nolan, if you're watching this video. You're asking all the right questions here. He says, "Okay, but we've been asking for skins for months, before that stuff you just mentioned was announced." And that's true. Luke Skywalker skins have been requested for well over a year now at this point. Ben's response is good though, and I think it just further illustrates the small team problem. He says, "That stuff has been in development for months. Felucia is already playable, for example." Ladies and gentlemen, Battlefront 2 news update, Felucia is now playable. I'm assuming they just have to put the finishing touches and everything on it still, but that is actually pretty good news. But he says here, we are already working on stuff that is due past summer, so they are working on new content. It's always a tough choice, but sometimes we do have to make the hard ones. And that right there tells me everything that I need to know. The fact that there is a hard choice to make, the fact that they have to choose one piece of content over another, tells me that they have a small team. If they had a bigger team, they would be able to split the workload between more people. But the fact that there even is a choice, that's all the information that I need. They are working with a small team, and that is a serious hindrance to the progress of Battlefront 2. I'm gonna make a comparison to Battlefield 5 here, and I don't play Battlefield 5 personally, I just kind of hear about it since I'm in the loop with DICE and Battlefront 2. But to my knowledge, Battlefield 5 recently had a roadmap drop, which had appearances, maps, and new weapons. Pretty much all the stuff that we want in Battlefront 2. And it's kind of frustrating, being a customer of DICE and seeing one of their products have everything that we want, yet in our roadmap we're getting victory poses. It's a little bit frustrating, but I think it's just the fact that Battlefield 5 has a big team. There are a lot of hands on deck working on that game who are able to pump out new weapons. They're able to pump out new maps and appearances. Battlefront 2 does not have that luxury. They're working with a small team and they have to do the best with what they've got. It sucks. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to shed the reality of the situation, and I think this is it. It seems that there is a silver lining, though. When Ben Walk said that they've been working on that stuff for months already, to me, that means that everything that we get in a new content drop, to us, it's brand new. Like, for example, the stuff that we're getting in June, the Droidicas, the TX, all of that stuff is going to be new to us, the players. But to DICE, that was a couple months ago. They've been working on that. That's old news. Right now, they're working on stuff that we're going to get a couple months out. So they're always a couple months ahead of us. It makes me wonder if they're not, in fact, right now working on Luke Skywalker skins or Darth Maul skins, and they just can't announce it yet. Unfortunately, they just haven't outlined anything on the roadmap. They haven't given us anything to be excited about. In fact, they've given us more things to be kind of negative about, in the sense that we're not getting the content that we desire. And that isn't meant to sound entitled, that's an objective fact. People have been asking for certain skins for a very long time now. Certain maps and certain weapons have been heavily requested with not even a hint that they're working on it. So I think we're kind of justified in saying that a lot of the things we want are just simply not being given to us. Meanwhile, the same studio that works on this game is more than happy to provide Battlefield 5 with new maps, new weapons, and new skins. Where's the love for Battlefront 2? You know what I mean? But again, this all comes back to the fact that they are working with a limited number of people. If they had more people to work with, we would be getting this content, absolutely. So these responses from Ben really kind of make me level with them, and I can really appreciate where the team is coming from. But at the same time, as a player and as a fan of this game myself, I also completely understand where the players are coming from. You know, I'm one of you guys. I know exactly how you feel. Now, before ending the video, I want to touch on one more tweet from Ben Walk, because I think it might kinda hint towards something, but I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. I just thought it was kind of interesting, so I wanted to go over it. Somebody asked him, so the team who work on hero skins, what are they doing? And this was, you know, in relation to what we've been talking about. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier, about how the same 3D artists who make appearances are the same people who make maps, reinforcements, heroes, etc. And Ben responded. It was kind of a heated conversation. I'll leave the first part out, but he says maybe they've been working on reinforcements, heroes, maps, appearances, you know, the ones we have just added, and more. That was in the form of a question, but I thought it was interesting because he specifically said heroes here, and that almost makes me wonder if that's not a tease to the fact that we are in fact going to get more heroes after Anakin Skywalker. That could be a tease that the team is working on them, could not be. I just thought it was fascinating, wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. But besides that, let me know what you think about all this stuff, guys. Do you think this all points to the fact that DICE is working with a relatively small team for Battlefront 2? And if so, do you think that's the reason we're not getting all the content we want? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys made it this far in the video, I really do appreciate it, as watching a video all the way through is the best way to help a video in YouTube's algorithm, so thank you guys for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the discussion, subscribe if you're new. This has been your boy Turkish Delight with another Battlefront 2 discussion, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.